Moving on to item number 21. How many times should one go around a 30-meter by 20-meter rectangular field to cover a distance of 1 kilometer? Is it 8, 10, 15, or 20? Give this problem a try. Let's see if you got it right. So if you are going around a rectangle, then you are actually traveling within the perimeter of that rectangle. Hence, we need to solve for the perimeter of it first. So we know that the perimeter of a triangle is P equals 2 times the sum of the length and width. By substitution now, we have P equals 2 times the sum of 30 meters and 20 meters, which is 2 times 50 meters, or the perimeter now is 100 meters. Meaning to say, if you started from one point within the boundaries, within the rectangle, within the side of a rectangle, and you travel all the way back to where you started, you traveled 100 meters. But remember that 1 kilometer is 1,000 meters, and dividing them, that gives us 10. Hence, you need to travel 10 times around the rectangle to ensure a distance of 1 kilometer. Letter B is the correct answer. 22. The square of a negative number is equal to thrice itself subtracted from 28. What is the number? Is it negative 7, 7, 4, or negative 4? From here, test-taking strategy-wise, you could actually remove B and C as probable answers because the problem is asking for negative values. So it could either be negative 7 or negative 4. You could do trial and error if you wish. And if I let x be the number, I could actually set up the equation x squared equals 28 minus 3x, and adding 3x and negative 28 both sides to come up with a quadratic trinomial in standard form. We have x squared plus 3x minus 28 equals 0, which is factorable as x plus 7 times x minus 4. And equating each of this to 0 by utilizing the 0 property of multiplication, you have x plus 7 equals 0, or that means x sub 1 is negative 7, and x minus 4 equals 0, or x sub 2 is 4. So there are two answers for here that satisfies the equation. However, the problem demands that the number we are looking for is negative. Hence, we will answer negative 7, letter A. Okay. 23. If sine theta equals 5/12, what is the value of cosecant theta? Is it 12/13, 5/13, 12/5, or 13/12? I think many of you or some of you will solve for the value of the remaining side. But I believe that's not necessary because cosecant and sine are reciprocals of each other. Hence, if sine theta equals 5/12, then cosecant theta is 12/5. Letter C is the correct answer. I hope you got this correctly as well. 24. Solve for x in sine 30 equals cosine of 2x minus 10 if x is between 0 and 90. Is it 20, 35, 45, or 50? So how do we solve a problem like this? There are many ways. I'll just present to you one of them. Remember that sine 30, this is the given. But if you are going to utilize our trigonometric properties, if you have the co-function rule, it states that the cofunction of any function, the cofunction of a certain trigonometric function is equal, the function of a certain acute angle is equal to the cofunction of its complement. Again, the trigonometric function of an acute angle is equal to the cofunction of its complement. The cofunction of sine is cosine, and the complement of 30 is 60. So I'm sure that sine 30 is equal to cosine 60. And we have the equation cosine 60 equals cosine of the quantity 2x minus 10. Since both of them are cosines, it therefore means that 60 is equal to 2x minus 10. So adding both sides by 10, you have 70 equals 2x. Dividing both sides by 2 gives 35 as the value of x, letter B. 25. In which quadrant is sine x greater than 0 and cosine x is less than 0? Is it 1, 2, 3, or 4? You have to recall the properties of sine and cosine. So for the solution of this, we have to remember that sine x is greater than 0 where the ordinate is positive or the y coordinates are positive. And y is positive in the first and second quadrant. So the angle or the may be found in quadrant 1 or in quadrant 2. Sine x could be in quadrant 1 or in quadrant 2, sorry. And remember also that cosine, it's all about the x coordinates or the abscissas. Cosine x less than 0 tells us where the abscissa is negative or the x coordinates, but the x coordinates are negative in the second or in the third quadrant. And you could see, to answer the problem now, we have to determine the intersection of the quadrants. And you could see that quadrant 2 is a common to both of them. Hence, the correct answer is B, quadrant 2. Next number. Solve for x in logarithm of 8 base x equals 3. Is it 2, 2.5, 2.25, 2.5, or 3? So I hope you can still remember how to simplify or how to convert a logarithmic expression into its corresponding exponential form. So from here, this small number here, in fact, serves as the base. The logarithm here is the exponent, the value here. And if you raise x to 3, then 8 will be the answer. For such, you have x cubed equals 8. But taking now the cube root of both sides, so x equals cube root of 8 and cube root of 8 is 2. Hence, the correct answer is letter A. I hope you got this, and I hope you're doing well so far. 27. What is the inverse of y equals 2x minus 3? Is it A, B, C, or D? So from here, what we can do is to get the inverse of y equals 2x minus 3, we have to interchange the positions of x and y. The x will become y, the y will become x, and we will solve for y. So with this, I have the y becomes x, the x here becomes y. That's why I have x equals to y minus 3. We will now solve for y. Adding both sides by 3, we have x plus 3 equals 2y. Dividing both sides by 2, we have x plus 3 all over 2 equals y. That is why the correct answer is letter C. 28. What is the sum of the first 25 natural numbers? Is it 325, 328, 335, or 348? So from here, you could actually derive the formula that the sum of the first n natural numbers denoted by S of n is equal to n times n plus 1 all over 2, where n here is the largest natural number that you're adding, or it could be the last number. For example, if you have 1 plus 2 plus 3 all the way until n. So since we have 25, so we will be solving for S sub 25, which is equal to 25 times 26 all over 2. This is 26 over 2, which is 13. That's why the sum of the first 25 natural numbers is 25 times 13, or simply 325, letter A. 29. Which of the following sequences is geometric? Is it A, B, C, or D? What do you think? Let us discuss them one by one. The first one, the 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, and so on, is actually arithmetic sequence because it has what we call a common difference. So you see you are adding through all throughout, 10 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2. So this has a common difference, and if that happens, the sequence is arithmetic. How about letter B? The correct answer is geometric. When we say geometric sequence, if in arithmetic sequence you are multiplying by a constant term, in geometric sequence you are multiplying with a non-zero constant term. So you could see here, 3 times 2, 6 times 2, 12 times 2, 24 times 2, 48, and so on. So B is geometric. For letter C, you could see that the denominator, then all the numerators are ones, okay? And all the denominators form an arithmetic sequence. Hence, this is letter C option. These are the terms as the reciprocal of an arithmetic sequence. These terms are derived by taking the reciprocal of an arithmetic sequence. So if that happens, you call that sequence as harmonic. And letter D, in fact, that's your Fibonacci numbers. So we're looking for B. The correct answer is B. Number 30. So let's have this one now. What is the area in centimeters squared of a triangle whose two sides measure 10 and 12 cm if their included angle is 30 degrees? Is it 15, 25, 30, or 60? So from here, what can we do? We can utilize a formula in trigonometry, that is, the area of a triangle given the two sides and an included angle is 1/2 AB sine C, where A and B here are the two sides, and C is the included angle or the angle between them. So by substitution, we have area equals 1/2 times 10 times 12 times sine 30 degrees. And we have to know that the value, I believe that we know that the value of sine 30 is 1/2. And simplifying this expression now, we have 5 times 6. How come? Because 1/2 times 10 is 5. 12 times 1/2 is 6. And 5 times 6 is 30 square units or square cm. Letter C is the correct answer. I hope you got this. All right.